ALChartsPlus provides thousands of industry-proven defaults and settings built into our software so that you can start up very quickly with little or no effort. You should know where these default settings are kept and understand what they are used for and how you can change them so that you can tailor the software to make it the most effective for your specific needs. Please note that changing the default text for any of these site settings will not change or impact existing care plans that you have already created. Hover your mouse over Custom Setup to see the list of settings that you can customize. The interventions and goals are the drop-downs that appear when you are creating your comprehensive care plans. The ISP desired outcomes are the defaults that are available on the drop-down on the ISP review form. Here you can change, add, and remove these defaults. Use the diagnosis-specific care types to define a type of care plan specific to a certain diagnosis, like diabetes or heart disease. Once you create a new diagnosis care type, you can add specific defaults in interventions and goals as described earlier. Once you set up the new care plan, it is available for use for any resident that requires that type of care. This helps you to standardize across your facility for specific diagnosis. Personal care categories and personal care services are used to define the information used in our personal care estimating feature. Warning flags are used as the default warnings on the data intake screen when you are adding or changing resident information. There are several settings listed under Site Settings. The Show Social Security Number on data intake controls if you want the number displayed on the data intake screen and form for anyone at your site. You can further control access to this number in the User and Role Security Permissions screen. The Goal Expiration Notification Days controls how many days in advance of a resident goal expiring do you want to be alerted. The ISP Review Expiration Days is the default number of days out to set the next ISP review when creating the ISP reviews for your residents. You can override the default date when creating the ISP for each resident. The ISP Review Notification Days lets you set the number of days in advance of an ISP review expiring that you want to be alerted. Registered RCAC license class is used to identify if your facility is an RCAC type of facility. This is used on the risk agreement form. The resident name format is used on a resident list display screen and lets the system know if you prefer to see the list by last name or first name. The Shift Report Retention Days lets the system know how long you want to keep online shift reports. The military time format and time zone is used on the chart notes and administration records. Make certain that the time zone is correct for your facility. The Edit Site message is where you can customize the message that your staff sees on the home page of ALChartsPlus. The next two custom setting items will set defaults in our Medications and Health Monitoring feature. Edit Administration Record Schedules is where you can define the default administration record schedules for your facility. The Edit Administration Record Actions is where you can define the default administration record actions for your facility.